Why are we so afraid of messing up? In the making of this episode, I was looking into it. I was looking into the question, literally, why are we so afraid of messing up, and related studies, and it all pretty much boiled down to one thing. It all pretty much boiled down to the fear of being humiliated, the fear of being seen stupid by the people around you. And if you think about it, it's something that drives all of us. Think about when you're in a class. Teacher or lecturer could be saying something and could be asking you lot, the whole class, a question. And the lecturer or teacher, they'd be expecting you to put your hands up to answer and stuff. There'll be a lot of times where you and your classmates just won't put your hand up. Not for fear that you'll get something wrong, but for fear of what that will feel like after if you find out that what you said was the wrong answer. Kind of makes sense, no? Because if you say the wrong answer, you'll be looked at like you're dumb, you'll be looked at like you're stupid, or that's at least what you think, even though it's not really what actually happens. This fear of being seen as stupid, or this fear of humiliation, is something that drives all of us. It's something that drives every major decision in the world, and it's an innate characteristic in all of us. And the thing is, this can, for the most part, be a very good thing. But there are times when we gotta overcome that fear of being humiliated or being seen as dumb by people who love us and people around us. If we want to truly go and achieve something, if we want to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. For example, and this, bear in mind, this is like a really extreme example, but just bear with me for a second. Back in the 1940s, when the Nazis were taking over everything in Europe, at some point they set their sights on the UK, where I live, and they were like to the UK, give me your land. You know, they wanted to take over us. And everyone in Parliament was like, whoa, don't take over us, please. Most guys in Parliament, they were like really scared of the Nazis and stuff, and they didn't want to get taken over and killed by a lot of them. So what they did was, most of Parliament were like, yeah, just give in to the Nazis, Churchill. They're gonna kill us all. They've already killed so much of Europe. They've got so much manpower. This, that, da. But Churchill went in the complete opposite direction. He said, no. I will not let Hitler bum us royally and let us take over our land. We're British, this, that, da. And originally, everyone thought he was pinging out his nut. He was tapped out of his mind. Which makes sense, right? Because if Hitler's taken over literally all of Europe, you'd expect him to take over Britain, too. It's kind of like, I'm trying to find an analogy to describe it. It's kind of like a wildfire spreading in a forest. But you and your friends, you lot are out camping in the forest, and you're like in the middle, this little patch, right? And somehow your tent is fireproof. But even if your tent is fireproof, you still want to get out, because there's a big fear that the fire will still flipping kill you lot. And so you and your friends are like, oh no, come on now, you have to get out, we're gonna die by fire, we're gonna get burned alive. But you're like, I'm not so sure about that. This tent is designed to withstand such extreme conditions. You'd be flipping stupid in that occasion. You'd be flipping stupid, as seemingly was Churchill, because the Nazis would have flipping bummed us. They would have taken over us. Yeah, Churchill, he stood his ground, and the Nazis, they did try come and bomb us. They did come and do all the stuff to us. But they didn't take over us. They didn't. And it's all because Churchill just refused to give in. All because he refused to be afraid of making a mistake. All because he was able to pay the price of being seen as dumb by others and being humiliated for it. The fear of making a mistake is something that's human in all of us. But in order to do something that can create meaningful change, overriding the fear that comes with making a mistake can be worth it. There's been so many stories, so many instances of people throughout history making mistakes to create a meaningful change in something. I mean, take James Dyson. It took him 5,126 prototypes before he settled on his final prototype that he would later sell to the world and revolutionize the vacuuming or hoovering industry. Deep that, 5,126 prototypes over the span of 5 years. That many mistakes, that long a wait, is crazy. is genuinely crazy. And I think about my inspirations when it comes to like podcasting and stuff, namely Chris Williamson and Stephen Bartlett. Like just over the past few days, because I've been getting into this podcasting thing, I've been scrolling back on their channels to see like, the first few episodes they made that they released to the world. And the difference from back then to now is striking. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy. Like the amount they've grown, the amount they've improved, the amount they've refined their craft is well and truly a testament to how many mistakes they've made along the way. I think Chris, he's like 900 episodes deep at this point, and he started back in 2018. And Stephen, he's 500 episodes deep. He started back in, I think it was 2020. I look at them, and I look at my show, and I'm like, damn, the amount of mistakes they must have made to get to where they are right now is they have made more mistakes than I have even attempted. We learn from mistakes, but we often let mistakes discourage us. Because at the beginning, when we ever start something, like, I don't know, start a business or start a YouTube channel, we'll be making so many damn mistakes. And the feeling of when you make that many mistakes when you start off with something is so discouraging. I can tell you from my experience, from episode 4 of this show, it's only gotten like 17 views on YouTube. It's disheartening because I put so much effort into that and it's not really paid off in the way that I wanted it to. But screw it. Every entrepreneur, they're always like, okay, yeah, and a mistake is an opportunity to learn. And yes, it is an opportunity to learn, but my word, I wouldn't be lying. It's not a lie to say that it's incredibly discouraging as well. But if there's any point to my rambling right now, it's that maybe, not even maybe, but the mistakes we make, they're a really good thing. And I don't know if we have to force this concept into our mind, or we have to consciously reaffirm this message into ourselves, into our psyche, into our internal thoughts, that yeah, making mistakes are good. In fact, I remember what it was like when I first started out just speaking to the camera, like 2 years back. I was so stiff. I just wasn't natural. Maybe I'm not that good now, but I'm at least a lot better than what I was before. When I first started, I remember I had to force every gesture. I had to force like the volume going up or down in my speech. I had to force changing my rate of speech, force changing my tonality. It felt so awkward, so unnatural. And it wasn't until I actually looked at my mistakes, looked back at the recordings and fixed like all these little mistakes one by one, where I was like, okay, I'm getting somewhere now. I'm getting better now. Even smiling on camera, I've realized in some of my past videos, I don't even smile on camera. But now it's just natural to me. I smile, yay! Yeah. But yeah, the point is, making mistakes are part of the journey. They are part of the journey. You're gonna mess up. There will be people who, might ridicule you for it, or call you out for it. Sure, that's gonna happen. But instead of seeing that as a bad thing, I think it's worth seeing that as a sign that you're taking a step in the right direction. You're going against the grain. You're making the mistakes now so you can save your future self from making the mistakes later and thus saving your future self. I think that's episode 4. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I think this is probably, apart from episode 1, this is the worst episode I've put out so far. I'm not even gonna lie, I felt really awkward recording this. So I love you if you stayed this far. Thank you for sticking with me, and I'll promise I will get better. I will get better. Thank you. See you soon. There we go.